We believe that it's about the people, not about us. And that is why we've come up with our feast agenda. Key 5 points. And we are saying what should be on the ballot, what we represent, what we are about. We are saying, number one, the legal debts that have been taken by William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta, we will not pay it. Any debt that was illegally taken and the money went to people's private accounts, we will not pay it. That's number one. This year alone, we are paying 2.3 trillion on debt finance, against a revenue collection of last financial year of 2.4 trillion. So the bulk of that illegal debt we are paying for, it's illegal. We are not paying it as Safina Party. What that means to the Kenyan people is this. Number one, the cost of education from primary, secondary to tertiary, TVET, is costed per capitation per student 300 billion. So we have 2.3 trillion. We'll remove 300 billion from that money that could have gone to pay illegal debt, applied to education. So education becomes free, funded by taxpayers' money. No additional contribution by the parent, from primary, secondary to TVET. The cost of healthcare in this country costed at 158 billion. So we have 2 trillion remaining from the illegal debt that was going to be paid. We'll remove 158 billion there and apply it to healthcare. So the Kenyan will walk in and not pay a single coin to access healthcare services. The conversation turns from access to quality. Are we getting quality healthcare services? Not that somebody is still lying at home because they're trying to fundraise to take them to hospital. And number four, we are paying VAT of 16%. The Kenyan people are suffering. Their earning capacity has shrunk. So part of why the high cost of living is because VAT at 16% is high. These people need a breather. Safina Party, we are saying, do away with 16% VAT, introduce a 5% sales tax. So the cost of goods and services fall by 11%, right? People will have more disposable income in their pockets. And with more disposable income in their pockets, they are able to consume more. When they consume more, the manufacturers must produce more. You will see that stimulate the economy. And remember also, when people are not paying for school fees, they are not paying for healthcare services, that money is still released back to their pockets. And with that money in their pockets, they are able to spend more in the economy. You start seeing the economy getting stimulated. And number five, Kenyans have great ideas. What they lack is access to capital. Safina Party, we are saying government will not borrow domestic market. We will not borrow money from our local banks. What that means is this, that in the domestic banks, they love to come to the Kenyan people to beg them to take loans so they can be able to produce. Because the banks must make profits. They must pay their shareholders. They must pay their workers. So they will look for market amongst the Kenyan people. Interest rates will fall. Today, interest rate, you go to the bank, you are told is 20% interest rate. Why? Because your government is borrowing illegally from that bank at 14% interest rate. The individual goes, is told, credit assessment, 20%. You can't afford it. When the government walks out of that domestic borrowing, the bank that has the money will have to beg you, can you please come and take this money? Interest rates will fall to 3%, 4%. With 3% interest rate, you borrow 1 million Kenya shillings. You're only paying 30,000 per year as interest. What can the Kenyan people with great ideas do with that access to capital? You'll see a boom in our economy because people now have access to capital at low interest rates. They can now commercialize their inventions, their ideas. That is what Safina is about. But legacy politicians are about distribution. I will give you 10 billion, I will give you 50 billion. Giving from where? Where are you giving it from? It's not their money, it's the people's money. So we have a very clear choice to make. And when you say that we form a coalition with other people, how many of the other campaigns have similar ideas? If we agree on these ideas, then we can form a coalition. So it becomes a coalition of ideas, not a coalition of removing William Ruto or perpetuating William Ruto. Because that is all part of legacy politics. And for me, if you look at both sides, what's the difference? At one point or another, the people who claim they are united opposition and the people who are claiming to be brought by the government, they've been in government together at one point or another. They've shared the cabinet room. Their legacy politics has led us to where we are. Why should we join it? Why should we? But if they said that now let's change our politics to be about the people of Kenya, it's about these ideas that you have, then we can form a coalition. So it becomes a coalition about the people, not a coalition about giving people seats. We are not looking for seats for ourselves. We are looking for a country that works for its people. And to secure the promise that Safina has made to the people of Kenya. One instrument, one tool that legacy politicians have used to brutalize the people of Kenya is the police. That when somebody goes to actualize constitutional rights, you send a policeman to go and brutalize and to kill. Safina Party, we are saying no. Police must be accountable to the people. How will you achieve it? We are saying every police station must have a civilian oversight board made up of the people who are served by that police precinct. Just like every police, every school, every health center has a board. So every police station, because if police is a service, education is a service, health is a service, then the administrative components of that service provider must have civilian participation. So every police station must have a civilian oversight board that is responsible and has the mandate to walk into the police station, inspect the cells. If they find someone has been held there for more than 24 hours without being arraigned to court, they can raise a complaint. If they find that someone has injuries in the cells, they have a duty to inquire how did those injuries, how are they acquired? Was it in the cells? And why has that inmate not been taken to hospital? So those are the kind of ideas we are about. If policemen have been deployed to oversee a demonstration, and one of them fires a gun, the civilian oversight board is able to ask, okay, who are deployed on that day? Who was issued with which firearm? Who was issued with which ammunition? What is the circumstance that led to the firing of a firearm? What was the consequence? Was there fatalities? Which officer is responsible? So that the people must now take power in their hands. That we give security to the people. They must own it. The same way they must own their economy. Then the country starts serving the people, not legacy politicians. Today, you go to a police station, they don't care about their civilians. They care more about the above. Above who is in Nairobi. Above who has never stepped foot in Sindo. But the policeman in Sindo is not answerable to the people in Sindo. He's answerable to the big man in Nairobi. That policeman in Sindo must be oversighted by the people of Sindo at that police station. And he must be accountable to them. That is what Safina is saying. We must turn the state to be working for the people of Kenya. Any group that believes in that, we can work together. If they don't believe in that, why should we? The ingredients of an election are there. We have the people, we have the voter register, and we have the personnel who can conduct elections. What else do you need? We just did by-elections here in 27 electoral areas. So what's the difference with having a general elections on the same day this year? We can. We are ready. We can have it. The people are ready. The register is ready. The election question has been defined. We are going to vote on the economy. So yes, we are ready. We are just waiting for the moment to send the legacy politicians home. These legacy politicians who've messed up the economy and the lives of our people. They are the ones who don't wish that we have elections this year. But the Kenyan people are ready. They've defined the question to be about the economy. We are going to vote on the economy. Which economic promise means sense to the people of Kenya? That is what is on the ballot. And the people are ready with their ballot papers. They are ready with their voting cards. So, we are ready.
Ati tumesema Safina ni nini?
Pesa.
Ati Safina nini?
Pesa.
Shida yetu ni gani?
Pesa.
Shida yetu ni pesa. Na mimi nataka niwaulize tena. Party leader wetu ni nani?
Jimmy Wajiri.
Ninyi mnajua yeye kweli?
Tunamjua, tunamsikia.
Hii mchezo si anaelewa? Si mnajua yeye? Unaweza ng'ara kama una pesa. Si mtu anakuwa msafi akiwa na pesa. Ndio maana tunasema pesa ni sabuni ya roho. Na ukioshwa roho unang'aa. Uking'ara unakuwa msafi. Ndio maana safi. Na hii pesa pia iko na maana ya kizungu. Mzungu anasema an acronym. P, E, S, and A. Now, P stands for party of economic and social adjustment. Mumeshika hiyo maneno? Safina is a party of economic and social adjustment. Shida yetu kubwa saa hii, hatupiganii nafasi za kisiasa, nafasi ya demokrasia. Hiyo vita Raila na timu yake walimaliza. Hii nafasi ya kusimama hapa tayari, hii ni demokrasia, si ndio? Kuna demokrasia nyingine kuliko hii? Saa hii tunatafuta nguvu ya mfuko, ya kwamba hata tukiwa na hii demokrasia, kama hakuna nguvu ya mfuko, hii yote ni meaningless.
Tumeambiwa itakuwa free na shule. Hizo vitu mbili ndo zile vitu mbili muhimu sana kwa maisha ya mtu, na Jimmy Wanjigi tuna imani na yeye atatukomboa na atatupeleka to the next level. Ukikosa kumchagua, ujue wewe ndo umechagua kukaa kwa umaskini, uongozi mbaya, na hata ujue hata sisi, wewe kama mzazi umetukosea. Sisi tunasoma hatupati kazi, tunasoma tunaanzia kazi zetu zinaisha juu ya hizi taxes zenye tunalipa, hata sijui za kasongo hazina maana.
Shida yenu ni pesa. Let us speak the truth. Zile zingine tunaweza tengeneza. Na nilisikia Gen Z hapa wakisema, youth leader wangu anasema ile ingine tunaweza tengeneza, tunataka tu hii. Hiyo ni kweli ama ni kweli? Ni kweli ama si kweli? Basi kama ni hii tunajua. Mkiona Wanjigi hapa, Wanjigi si ni safi na pesa.
Nunca la